Hey everyone, Chris here, the RC Geek, coming to you from the field, and we are taking a look at the J3 Cub from HobbyKing. This is a re-release of an earlier design, but they've made some modifications, upgrades to it. Most notably, the landing gear are all metal now, and they are actually quite robust. You can fly the airplane with 3 cells, you can fly the airplane with a 3-cell high voltage lithium pack, and you can fly with the 4 cells. Great scale power on 3 cells. Ballistic power, and we're calling it the Hyper Cub on 4 cells, but you know, depending on what kind of flight experience you want, you've got those options, which is great. And so with respect to the assembly, there is a bit more work involved with this one than say, you know, some of the other airplanes out there, but you're also saving on the price as a result. You know, all of the plastic attachments you do have to glue in. No big deal. I used foam tack for all of those, and there's an assortment around on the tails and the wings. But otherwise, it starts out with installing the landing gear, and those just screw into place. You do have to pop the wire gear into that kind of scale fairing there, and again, that's all metal. And then from there, it goes on to the tail. And so the horizontal tail screws into place. And then the vertical tail screws into place, and then you attach your tail wheel, all of that. And then you slide the wings together. There's 3 carbon spars in there, and you glue the attachment point. And I recommend, you know, foam tack again, slide them together, and then mount the wing onto the airframe, because that's going to hold it all straight for you and seat it well. And then you've got the wing struts as a part of that also. Again, not hard assembly. It was pretty enjoyable. You do have to glue some of the knickknacks around, not a big deal at all, but you know, it does build into a really nice representation of the Cub. The finish on it is nicely done, and so it's they've got a Swiss scheme on here, which is a nice change to, say, the Cub yellow. And on the bench, you know, you've got a 1400 millimeter wingspan. The airplane looks nice. It's a nice representation of the Cub. And they've got the engine details here up in the cowl, which is extremely cool. So for the battery placement, there is a hatch on the underside, and that opens up. The battery slides into place here all the way forward. That works for the 3S and the 4S. And then there is an attachment here on this hatch that ends up holding it into place. You don't need any Velcro, anything like that, which is nice and makes it really easy. Just all the way forward and good to go. Now for the CG, I'm at the factory recommendation, which is 60 millimeters as measured from the wing root leading edge aft. And actually, if you look at the bottom of the wing, there is a seam line. It's hard to see, but there is actually a seam line on the underside, and that 60 millimeter mark coincides exactly with that seam line. And so, again, 60 millimeters as measured from the wing root leading edge aft. It feels great there. Now, with respect to the controls, I'm at 100% all around and all of the controls. And so that's 100% on the ailerons, 100% on the elevator, and there's no expo on either of those, and then 100% on the rudder, and I've got 15% expo there, and I'll put the control deflections on the video for you. And so yeah, flying the airplane, I found that 3 cells is great scale power. Honestly, for most things, it's plenty. It's just about perfect, actually. And so you can do any of the maneuvers that you want, scale and non-scale. It'll roll, it'll snap roll, and all of that if you want. But for lazy flying and touch and goes and just doing what a J3 Cub does best, fly it around and have some fun. Now on 4 cells, the airplane is pretty much ballistic. So if you want to have that extra power, do pylon turns, and it'll snap roll like crazy. It spins really well when you've got the 4 cell in there. That's an option for you if that's what you're looking for. It's quite fun. It looks odd just because it's so fast. You've got this Hyper Cub just going ballistic around the pattern, but it is pretty fun. So let's go give you guys 2 flights. We're going to do a flight with 3 cells first, and then we'll come back. We'll do a flight with 4 cells. show you guys what it can do, and then we'll come back, we'll wrap this up.
Hyper Cub.
There's a nice stall. I got full of elevator. Like seriously, I've got full up elevator and there's just a light breeze.
That's crazy.
I can't even believe that. Hyper Cub. That's fun. All right, guys, there we have the J3 Cub. Really nice re-release and a really nice scheme. It looks good. They characterized the shape well. The fit overall is good. Went together easily. It flies great. You've got options for 3 cells or 4 cells, depending on the flight experience you're looking for. And actually, amazingly enough, I was able to hold full up elevator in the model, and it wouldn't stall at all. It would just kind of do a light pitch down, you know, and it would just do that all day long in the pattern. And we had a light breeze, and it was actually almost at 0 ground speed. It was pretty amazing holding full up elevator. So that tells you just how forgiving this airplane is. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to follow along on social media at the RC Geek. Subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you at the field. J3. Yeah, you know me. I don't have any Geek shirts today. Just, you know, do you lift? Lift? This is... Yeah. Are there any Cub puns we can make? Cubtastic! Nah, that's weird. The Cubinator! Dude, they're spraying over there. Crop dusting. Don't follow too close. You might get crop dusted too.
Yeah.